to the police station on his own, holding a severed human hand. "I'm tired," he said. But the hand wasn't his. And the hand was still moving. "Before I tell you how Tompolo was arrested, let me tell you who he was. In my town, Muni, Tompolo was like a spirit. You didn't see him, but you feared him. People said he killed his first man at 15. By the time he was 20, he had robbed 3 banks and burned 2 police stations. Nobody could stop him. Even soldiers feared him. They said bullets didn't touch his body. They said he used his mother for rituals. They said when he's angry, dogs bark without reason. But what scared people the most? He always smiled. Even when killing. I was 19 when Tompolo returned to Muni after 5 years away. He came during the New Yam festival. People were dancing in the village square, eating, drinking, laughing, until a black jeep drove in. 4 boys jumped down. They were holding AK-47s. Then Tompolo stepped out. Black shades, white teeth, a red cap with something tied around it. He didn't talk. He just looked around and nodded. People started running. Not because he shot, but because they remembered. That day, he didn't hurt anybody. But from that moment, we knew peace was over. The week Tompolo returned, a rich businessman's wife went missing. Her car was found at the riverbank. 2 police officers disappeared. Their boots were found in the bush, still smoking. An old chief was found hanging from his ceiling with his eyes open wide like he had seen the devil. But nobody said Tompolo's name. It was like if you said his name, he'd appear behind you. Like he could hear it from anywhere. So we whispered. We stayed inside. We prayed. But still, people kept dying. My uncle was a police officer. A big one. His name was Inspector Tega. One night, he called me into his room and said, "Tompolo is a man, not a spirit. If we don't stop him, he will finish this town." I asked him, "But how?" "Others have tried. They failed." He looked at me and smiled. "We won't fight him. We'll trap him." I didn't understand. But that night, Uncle Tega left the house and didn't come back till morning. When he returned, his face was pale like someone who saw a ghost. He didn't tell me what he saw. All he said was, "It's working." 2 days later, a young girl came into the market. Very beautiful. Very quiet. She didn't speak to anyone. Just walked around, looking at the crowd like she was searching for something. People started whispering. Some said she was a ghost. Others said she was Tompolo's wife. But that evening, Tompolo himself came. Not with guns. Not with boys. Alone. He walked straight to the girl and smiled. She looked at him and said, "I've been waiting for you." They left together. But what people didn't know was that my uncle had planted a tracker inside the girl's bag. She was not just a girl. She was bait. The signal from the tracker led them deep into the bush, far from town. Nobody wanted to go. But Uncle Tega forced 10 brave officers to follow. They found Tompolo's hideout. It was not just a camp. It was a whole village. Over 30 boys. Guns. Charms. Skulls hanging on trees. One of the officers said he saw a goat walking on 2 legs. Another said he heard a baby crying inside a tree. They waited till night. Then, like a silent storm, they moved in. But nothing could have prepared them for what happened. As they reached the middle of the camp, the girl screamed. Tompolo turned. He wasn't surprised. He clapped his hands once, and the ground caught fire. But the fire didn't burn the officers. Instead, it formed a circle around them. Tompolo laughed. "You think you're the first to try this?" He raised his hand, and one of the officers flew backward like wind blew him. Then another. Uncle Tega shouted, "Shoot him!" They fired. The bullets stopped in the air. Then they all dropped. But one bullet, just one, scratched Tompolo on the cheek. His face changed. Tompolo touched his cheek. Blood. He looked at the girl. The one from the market. His voice was soft, but full of anger you used clean hands to touch me. The girl smiled. Your charm is strong, but love is stronger. And she pulled something from her bag, a white powder, blew it in the air. Tompolo staggered. He looked confused, like he was drunk. That's when the officers rushed him. They didn't shoot, they held him, with chains, blessed by 3 different native doctors. He screamed. He cried. But finally, Tompolo was arrested. They took him far away, not to a regular prison. They built a special cage in a secret location. No windows, no mirrors, no shadows. They said shadows could speak to him. He didn't talk for 2 weeks. He just sat, smiling, until one day, he asked for my uncle. They brought Uncle Tega. Tompolo said one thing: I will return. My uncle replied, not in this life. I visited my uncle one evening. I was sitting in the living room when I saw something by the window. A shadow. It wasn't moving, but I swear, it was smiling. I ran outside. Nothing. Just cold wind and silence. When I came back inside, a small red cap was lying on the floor. My uncle saw it and froze. He picked it up, sniffed it, then whispered, "He's still here?" They say Tompolo is still in that cage. They say he can't escape. But people have started dying again. A woman was found with her ears missing. A man was dragged from his car and burned. But the fire didn't touch the seats. A boy said he saw a man in black standing at his window at midnight, smiling, but with no eyes. Some believe it's Tompolo's boys. Others believe Tompolo's spirit already left the cage. Me? I don't sleep without light anymore, because I remember the hand he brought to the station, and how it was still moving.